An organization at Ohio Northern University put together a poll for Ohio voters to gauge their opinion on a variety of topics. I spoke with some students to find out more on what they found. The Institute for Civics and Public Policy, or ICAP, at Ohio Northern University put together the Northern Poll, a web-based poll that was taken by Ohio voters earlier in October. Over 600 people took part in answering the several questions posed by the poll, covering topics like ongoing races in the state of Ohio and the environment of political discussion. Students, including the ICAP fellows at ONU, helped to organize the poll and put together the data that was collected. Their involvement is something that political science professor Dr. Rob Alexander says is a way for them to think more about the why surrounding these questions.
I was kind of trying to convey to them, what is it that people on the other side want to know about, and what is our role in trying to get information out to the American people and certainly to Ohio voters, and also thinking about what the media might be looking for. What are media narratives? So why are you asking these questions, and what would the narratives be around that? And conveying to them how careful you need to be, because all kinds of things can be taken in all kinds of different ways.
One of the big topics in the poll was the race between Republican J.D. Vance and Democrat Tim Ryan for the spot in Senate currently held by Rob Portman. Students involved with the poll were pretty surprised to see their results showed Ryan holding a 43% lead over Vance's 41%.
We found Tim Ryan polling slightly ahead of J.D. Vance. Now that we've looked at some other polls from more recently, it's not as surprising, but as we were kind of discussing the questions before the poll was going out, J.D. Vance was still polling way ahead of Tim Ryan. It was really interesting to kind of see that in the last couple of weeks, he's kind of taken a little bit of a lead now.
The poll also found that 70% of people surveyed are afraid to talk about politics, and 78% believe it is as toxic as it has ever been in their lifetimes. And of course, not only did these students gain some insight on what's on some voters' minds right now, they also got some experience in the process.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is just the process behind everything, whether it's how you put together the poll or thinking of how you're going to use the information you get out of the poll for different headlines potentially.
The full results of the poll can be found on the university's website.